Welcome, welcome, one and all. The Ministry of Education Student Support Services Division presents their National Virtual Career Fair 2022 on Wednesdays between the hours of 4 to 6 p.m. Promoting your dreams. Featuring careers in marine and environmental management, the 8th of June 2022. Careers in cosmetology, the 15th of June 2022. Careers in computers ICT, the 22nd of June 2022. Careers in culture, the 29th of June 2022. All access links will be shared via schools. Stay tuned for updates and further information. Share and be there. And remember, it's all about promoting your dreams, making them a reality.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please bear with us. We're having a little minor technical difficulty, but we will be with you shortly. Welcome, everyone, students, presenters. We would start just in a moment with the national anthem, the prayer, the school prayer, and a welcome voice note. Then we would break out into our respective separate rooms, and your respective moderators will guide you accordingly.
Please bow your heads as we say the National School Prayer. Praise be to you, Almighty God, Creator of the universe and all that is in it. We thank you, O Father, for the opportunity which you are giving us to increase our knowledge. May your divine grace enable us to study hard and use what we learn for the good of our fellow citizens. We pray that you will free us from selfishness, lust, greed, anger, and hatred. Warm our hearts with love, fill our minds with understanding, and strengthen our wills in the face of difficulty. Help us, O Father, to make our beloved country of Trinidad and Tobago the kind of place you want it to be. A place where human dignity is respected, where equal rights are accorded to all citizens, where hard work is encouraged and rewarded, and where you, O God,
Good evening, students. Thank you for being part of the Student Support Services Division Guidance and Counseling National Virtual Career Fair, Selling Your Dream Career. For the next 4 Wednesdays, you will be exposed to careers in the marine and environmental sector, cosmetology, ICT, and culture. Your career is a lifelong, exciting journey filled with many opportunities for you to progress from one level to the next. Now that you are at this level, you are able to get all the necessary information to put a proper plan in place to make wise choices. Please feel free to interact with us as we, your guidance officers and counselors, are here to help you. Thank you once again and do enjoy the evening.
All right, we can break out into our respective rooms. Moderator, you can make your announcements.
Hi, good day, everyone. Thank you so very much for being a part of this career fair. It is a virtual career fair, so it is very much created in a way that you all can just log in at your time, at your convenience, to really sit in and listen to all that we have to say about cosmetology, because it is a huge industry, it is a growing industry, and this is an industry that each one of us participate in one way or the other. So I'm going to ask persons to join the various breakout rooms that we have. So today we have in our first session, the first segment, which is from 4 to 4:30, we have Gala Banana, which is our key barber in Point Fortin by Sheldon Cornwall. So if you want to know about that industry and how to be one of the best barbers in the world, because this guy have trained, he has done so much things, you can join session A. Session B, we have no other than Miles Boutique. And this young lady has been on an incredible journey into her line of work. And I know you would enjoy her story, because this woman has a such a bold, wonderful personality. And when she starts to talk and teach and really and truly direct you into this field, you will be drawn into being a part of that industry as well. So you can hit join session B. So we have session A, Sheldon Cornwall, which is our key barber. So we're going to ask our presenters as well to join respective rooms. So Mr. Cornwall, you will go into the breakout room and you will join session A. So you will hit join there. And our second presenter for this time slot, which is Miss Marlene Williams, you will join session B. So you hit join there as well. So students, which room you are most excited about being a part, or just want to hear what they have to share, you can join respectively. So we have again Sheldon Cornwall, our barber. So that's session A. And session B, we have Miss Marlene Williams from Miles Boutique. And so you can hit join for session B. All right, so I would see you all in a bit. So we would come back to this main room at 4:30. So please enjoy your respective sessions. Thank you. All right, so Sheldon, you're here. You're hearing me clearly? You hear me, Sheldon? Could you check your mic?
Yeah, I'm here now.
All right, great. Okay, so we're just gonna hold on for a bit to let's hang on a bit to session. Yeah, we're just gonna hang on a bit for some students to join in, and then we'll begin, right? No need to be nervous. You got this, you got this, you got this.
I wasn't supposed to be in session A. I was supposed to be in session B.
All right, so what you can do, you can hit leave room, and then you can select which room you want to go into.
Okay, thank you.
No, not a problem.
So,
Sheldon, just checking, are you speaking to us because we are not hearing you?
No, no, I told him first, let's just hold on a little bit for persons to join in. He just checked his mic and audio, and it was great.
Okay, because I'm seeing his mouth moving. I think anything he's speaking to us.
Oh, okay. Were you able, Ms. Primus, were you able to look at the numbers of students that logged on for this evening?
You mean in this room?
No, all together.
No, I haven't checked that as yet.
1 minute. Hi, Priya. Hi, Joanna. All right. So I believe in that and you're right. I'm seeing here that we can start. So we're asking, so Mr. Cornwall, you can begin.
all right, so good afternoon again. I want to say thanks for having me. And thanks for being on board for this very informative session, students. All right, so I'm just gonna give an introduction about myself so you can know a little bit about me.
Great.
My name is Sheldon Cornwall. I'm the owner of Cala Banana Studio. Cala Banana Studio is a beauty salon / barber shop. You know, our main role and responsibility is to make persons look good, feel confident. right? I'm located in Point Fortin. Started at the age of 17. I'm currently 31 years. So if you do the maths, you'll have an idea. You'll have an idea how long I am in the industry. So some of my milestones are being able to acquire 2 awards from Caribbean Beauty Awards in 2018. I take part in charity events. You know, I even had the opportunity to do local celebrities as well, right? And the point I'm trying to make, I'm not trying to elaborate too much on my milestones, but the background that I came from, you know, it doesn't matter where you come from, basically, is really where you're going. And
Right.
I started this as a passion, right? I become a profession, and I never regret it one day. So if you are at a place at a time in your life where you think you don't know where you want to be, just start doing something, you know. And I think cosmetology industry and the barber industry is a great way to start. All right. So I want to talk a little bit about the working conditions in the barber industry, so you can have a little more idea of the expectation, what it should be, right? Working conditions for barbershops supposed to be well sanitized, you know, customer economics, professional economics, you know, should have a bathroom, should have tissues and sanitizers, etc. Right? Another thing that's very important, barber should have disinfect. Right? It's very important because barbering is a very, how to say, it's very close to the medical field because you're dealing with people's skin. You meet a lot of different types of people with different types of skin disorders, you know, like dandruffs and the different types of dandruffs. It's contagious. And if you don't be knowledgeable about the industry and sanitation, you can cause, you know, discomfort to someone and you could spoil the whole reputation. Right? So it's very important to be certified so you can be exposed to knowledge like this. Right? I'll touch a little bit on the requirements. And, you know, a lot of people, especially in Trinidad and Tobago, started off cutting hair, probably in the gallery, under a tree and whatnot. But the industry have grown so fast, and on the professional side, where a barber now is cutting hair with gloves, you know, and maintaining the standard in the industry is very important, right? Because obviously we know that we are in a tourism country, so there are international people coming in as well. So it's always good to maintain the standard and the, you know, quality of the industry. Some of the requirements are, you could start with a basic barbering training certificate and knowledge about the industry, basic tools knowledge, sanitation knowledge, things they use, tripping, stuff like that. You need to have, you know, life skills. And life skills is really simple things like the way you deal with people, the way you welcome people, you know, simple things like that. Having proper hygiene, very important, is a beauty industry. So you need to look well groomed, you know, make sure and spray cologne, put on a roll on. It's very important, right? Because if you don't, obviously it will have an impact on your sales and your how to say, your cash flow, which is very important, right? And it's a very competitive industry, especially in Trinidad and Tobago. So it's very important to be sharp, knowledgeable, certified. Because it will always have you, you know, a notch above the rest, right? Another requirement that a lot of educators won't mention is being able to, you know, acquire the knowledge of bookkeeping and taxation, because the barbering industry falls under small business. And when you're dealing with small business, you're dealing with finance, and money management is one of the most biggest challenge in this industry. So you need to have bookkeeping to know how much money coming in with the sales, to know expenditures, stuff like that. You need to have a business account with the bank, so you can have your business registered as well. All right, have legal affairs. So it's a process. It's not just jumping behind a chair, pulling a machine, and just giving a cut. That is basically like 60% of it. 40% is basically what I just mentioned. All right. Yeah. So I want to elaborate a bit about the training as well in terms of sanitation and stuff. So you'll be exposed to a lot of different disinfect for tools, right? And it's not mandatory to wear gloves, but it's it's recommendable, and changing the gloves after each person, so it breaks down to a lot of aspects with it, right? Ergonomics for the professional. Remember, you're standing on your feet whole day, probably more than 12 hours. So there are stuff you can buy, equipment, like there's a long standing mat where you can support your back and whatnot, because standing your leg whole day will definitely take a toll on your body. And stuff like that. Anybody have any questions so far? Feel free. Feel free. I wish to hear.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So we have a question coming in. One person is asking, how can I know if I'm being paid fairly as a barber?
I like that question. So it breaks down to this, right? So in a community, in a city, first thing first, you're gonna provide a service, right?
Right.
So you become a service provider. Second things, you have to watch to see your competitors. So you need to do some groundwork before. You look at the competitors in the community. Then you need to look at their prices, right? And then you need to look at the service. So definitely it's important to go and patronize and observe. Now you patronize and you observe and you take notes. And then you go back on the drawing board and try to perfect the art better. So it brings down to the saying where it doesn't matter what you do, but it's how you do it.
Right.
Right? Then you evaluate, okay, whether or not you charge the same price as the competitors or you charge a little higher. Right? And then based on your demand, if you're doing great work, and based on your demand and how high your demand is, then your value will automatically go up. Right? But you need to be confident. And that is the most challenging thing when you want to charge a particular price. You need to be confident about what you're doing. So
Right.
it comes down to you as a professional to know if you're being paid the value you would.
And I think one of the key things, Sheldon, is that you creating a brand, which is you, because I know you personally, I remember, and I have a fair idea of your journey into this field, because you started off as a barber, but you did not just stay as a barber in terms of just cutting men's hair. You went into cutting women's hair, you went into coloring, you went into styling, then you went into training in terms of doing different styles. So you provided a different aspect of barbering. So it's not just the traditional barber, that you have evolved as you have seen changes in the market. And that is commendable and that is noteworthy, which would also influence the price that you would set, because the price you would set will be different to the local village barber who's just doing the basic. Another question being directed here, do barbers receive the same training as cosmetologists?
Well, cosmetology is basically the wide spectrum of beauty services, right?
All right.
So barbering is basically specified, it will fall under that, yeah.
Yeah.
It will fall under cosmetology. So if you're saying here, you know, if it's the same training as cosmetology, I won't say so because cosmetology is a wider scope. So it basically what in particular I want to specialize in. Or you could
I
basically
think
look,
it's a subset of cosmetology because
yeah.
like back to your Gala Banana studio that you provide shampooing, so which means you treat the scalp. You also provide facials. You also provide in terms of treating of hair and all of the other things.
Yeah.
So it will, so your studio for sure will fall under, you know, the whole spectrum of cosmetology. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what soft skills another question coming from the chat, what soft skills do you recommend a barber should possess? Okay, your mic went off. Your mic is off. Yeah. So what are some of these soft skills? What are some of the human skills, that human touch? What do you think are some of those skills persons need to have when entering this particular field?
Okay. So, okay. When you're involved in the barber industry, right? You had to take away that mindset as you being a barber. Think about yourself as you being a service provider. So
Right.
when you put yourself in that mindset, you become more outgoing. And being a barber for people is not only being a barber, but you're being more than that because sometimes you become a counselor. You have to listen to them.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to give advice.
Right.
You know, so that is why majority of the men so attached to the barbers, they stick to one barbers all their life. So
it's a relationship.
It's a relationship. You need to have, you need to be able to have emotional intelligence to know when your customer is having a bad day. From the time he enters the door, to know when he's having a good day. If he's in a bad mood, you need to change it, make him laugh, make him feel confident. You know. So these are some of the personalities you need to have. You know, you need to be just be kind, you know. Just be kind, don't be mean, don't be too self-centered. You know, sometimes simple as you might see a customer on the outside and you won't acknowledge them because the ego is so big, you know. Okay, making $2,500 a day, the ego is so big.
Yeah.
No,
And I'm glad that you know that 2,500 because barbers make some interesting cash that make me like, I think I need to change my profession.
Yeah, so I want to give you all an idea of my price list at the moment.
Right.
So you can have a general idea. Mind you, I will keep in your mind that where I started cutting hair under a mango tree, right? My mother had a boathouse. I started cutting under a mango tree, bareback on a plastic chair. And now I'm cutting in a shirt and tie, and I'm cutting celebrities. So the point I'm trying to make is it doesn't matter where you come from, just keep improving because there's always room for improvement.
Right.
And the value I started off with was $10 a haircut. A haircut and shave now is $150. Right? Now you're probably thinking probably just for a haircut, but no. The haircut comes with is full service. So it comes with a wash and shampoo, style, you put in back product in the hair. If you find the customer have flaky scalp, you do a treatment one time.
Right.
So, you know, it's a whole different add-ons that comes with that. And, you know, so I just wanted to share that, you know, with the students a bit. But getting started is the main priority, and constantly improving will definitely get you there. But another thing, a lot of people look at it as a hustle, and it's not. Only if you want to treat it like that. But it is a very serious profession that brings in a lot of money. But you need to have love for the industry.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's one of the key things that there must be, you need to have a passion, be fueling it, because in any field, if you want to see a dream flourish, a dream come into a goal or an accomplishment, you have to put in the hard work. Nothing happens overnight. I want to just show persons some of your work and some of your accomplishments. So I'm just going to share my screen because I want them to see what you have been able to accomplish. All right. So this is particular one of the things that Mr. Cornwall, that he attended, which is Master of Fades, and he was a part of this and received necessary training and recognition. And right here is the Caribbean Beauty Award. And so it's not, as he said, he started off working under a mango tree and that evolved into something else. All right. So
Ms. Lewis, 1 minute. Can you just open it up a bit first, please? It's a bit small.
sure. So I want you to see this. So this is Mr. Cornwall right here, receives his award. Let's get a little bigger here. This was in the newspapers.
So that was at the Caribbean Beauty Awards 2018 in the Hyatt, Port of Spain. Right? A lot of different barbers was involved in the whole Caribbean. And a barber from Point Fortin, humble community was able to walk away with the award and being published on all newspaper the next day. So it was a big thing for me. It was a big accomplishment because it wasn't the direction I was aiming for. But these are things that comes with trying to perfect a craft.
Yeah, perfect a craft. Yep. Yeah. All right. So let me. So I'm going to stop sharing for a moment because I want to show. Because we just in terms of time, we just have 3 minutes, and then we have to jump back into our new. Let me just stop share. Right, because we have to jump into right, stop share. We just have to jump into our another segment. So one quick, I just need persons to see. I need to show off our boy from Point Fortin.
Shalon, well done.
Thank you.
All right, so we're looking at. I want persons to see one of the transformations.
And let me share some real quick before the session is up, right? Currently at the moment, there's a company in Miami right now. Send my email to take part in an event for Miami Carnival in October.
Wow.
So because they came to Trinidad for Carnival and they gave me the opportunity to work with them in Hilton. They actually do a lot of glam hub concept where they provide glam services in one space throughout the world.
Right.
So they was in Trinidad for last Carnival, and I took part, and I impressed them. They was really impressed. So they wanna make me part of the team for around the world. Nice. So I just giving you all an idea where this thing could reach and where this thing could take, you know. So if you know anyone that's searching like what they want to be, you know, just expose them to the industry.
Yeah.
Because it's you know.
It is a magnificent field. All right, so one last share. So let me know if you all are seeing, yes?
Expand, please, thanks.
So that was a transformation. Actually, looking back at these videos, yeah, it look wow.
So, Mr. Cornwall, so we're coming to the end of this particular segment where we're focusing on the barber and in terms of that craft, that profession, and you highlighted so many key points in terms of passion, in terms of, and I remember in the Bible it says, is it the Bible or is it a saying, a common saying? Ms. Primus, you could probably help me here. Do not despise humble beginnings or small beginnings, because you know sometimes people they do not appreciate starting small. It's like, no, they want to start big one time, but no, in order to go up a ladder, you have to take it shredder by shredder, one step at a time in order to reach your goal. And today, just talking with you, Mr. Cornwall, you highlighted that journey in terms of taking it one step at a time towards accomplishing our goals. So I want to thank you so very much for being a part of this virtual career fair and sharing your expertise, your journey with us. And so I'll ask all persons, we'll just jump right back to the main room. So you'll just leave this room and we would be directed to the main virtual room. So thank you so much for being here today, Mr. Cornwall, and thank you participants for being a part of this particular segment. All right, so see you again in the other room.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so thank you guys for those who returned. So we're just going to hold on for 2 minutes as we wait for other persons to join in from the previous room. And we have so much coming up, so stay tuned, do not sign off, do not go away. We have so much more to discuss today as we focus on cosmetology. We would focus on next, we're looking at the makeup artists, because listen, have you seen transformations? These makeup artists are absolutely on point. They do such excellent work, and they have so much to teach as well. So I really look forward to our next segment where we focus on the makeup artists. We have 2 key persons. It's Miss I know it's Makeup by Pinky, as well as it's Katasha's Touch. They have all these fancy names that I have to try to keep track of. All right, so we have Nakasha's Touch. So we have Makeup by Pinky, and joining Makeup by Pinky, we have Nakasha's Touch. So I really hope everyone, we stay on. All of us will be in this one room as we meet up with Miss Pinky, and as well as Nakasha's Touch. All right.
Welcome, welcome one and all. The Ministry of Education, Student Support Services Division presents their National Virtual Career Fair 2022.
All right, guys, thank you so very much for being a part and thank you for joining in, everyone. It is so nice that everyone could be a part. So now we're going into this particular segment and it is kind of intimidating for me to be a part of this segment. And I tell you why. We have makeup artists that will be present in this particular segment. We have Miss Thomas and we have Miss Thatcher. So could I just get a sound check? Miss Thomas, Miss Thatcher, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Great. So we have Miss Thatcher. Miss Thomas, are you here?
Okay, sure. Okay, I'm seeing Miss Thatcher, but I'm not sure in terms of if her mic is giving any problems.
All right, Miss Thatcher Roberts, you're hearing me clearly, right? I think she
Yes, yes,
right.
yes.
So we're looking at Miss Thomas. Are you here? Are you hearing us clearly?
I am not seeing a Miss Thomas in the audience.
Okay, okay. All right, sure. Okay, so then we'll go on. So as I said, being in this particular segment, Miss Thatcher is very intimidating for me. So you can turn on your camera, Miss Thatcher, because the floor is now yours. And the floor being yours, I'm a bit, as I said, I'm a bit nervous because I do not know how to do makeup. As you can see, you're probably saying, yeah, I know, I'm seeing that you don't know how to do makeup. I just know how to do the basics to survive out in this world. So please take us on this journey, your journey, where you share with us, where you started, how you ended up here in this particular field, and, give us a little tips and hints here and there. Oh gosh, let's learn a little something now. So the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for having me here. So I'm going to start with oxymoron. I don't like makeup. I
always hear that about makeup artists, Go ahead, go ahead.
But that's not true, though. Why I started saying that is the fact that this is some of the things I have heard from women all around me, everywhere I go. I don't like makeup, I don't like so much makeup and this, that, and the other. And I tell them, have you sat in my chair yet? So I like to encourage women who always say, I never wear makeup before, I never did this, I never did that before, and makeup is too much and all this kind of jazz, because I can show you how just a little enhancement can just brighten your entire day. Just brighten your entire, and that is what makes it for me. That is what drives my passion. That is where my heart is now. Had someone told me before 5, 6, 7 years ago that I would be a makeup artist that people would recognize alongside Pinky and Arlene Villarreal and some of the top makeup artists in Trinidad and Tobago, I would have told them they lied. But it has indeed been a tremendous journey thus far where I have seen myself grown so much. How this all started, I used to do pageantry. And in doing pageantry, I had someone else do my makeup for me, which of course, because I didn't know anything about makeup back then. And they would always get it wrong. They would always put a lighter complexion on my face and some big red lips or bold red lips. And they would always get it wrong. And I never liked it. So this one time I decided to do my makeup myself was for Sugar and Energy. That was in 2010. And that was the very first pageant I won. I said, well, all right, maybe doing my makeup really gave me some good luck. So I decided from there on, I'm going to do my own makeup, henceforth. Doing that, I kept practicing it, but I never ever had the intention of being a professional makeup artist at no point given. But growing to love it, growing to see how many things that you can do with makeup, I decided that, hey, Nakasa, you need a little bit more. Where can you learn something more? So I went to Arlene Villarreal, of course, and now she's my friend, and now we work together ever so often. And I decided that, hey, you need to learn something extra. What are you going to do? Then I went to Bon Tricia's class. That's an international class as well. And doing that has literally expanded my vision of becoming a professional makeup artist. And then as time went along, I felt the urge that I needed to know more. I needed to do more because this thing was now becoming my love. It was becoming my baby. It was becoming where my heart really lies in the beauty industry. It was becoming to a point where a woman sits in my chair and we talk, we relate, we converse, we say, hey, how are you going? We discuss things, we share so many things. And it's not just about, I'm just gonna do your face and leave you there. It's always about building a relationship. And again, that's where the passion comes in. So this has now become more of a passion for me than just putting some fancy things on your face. And now it has reached to the point of where I have entered into the journey or field of developing my very own makeup line. Who would have thought me, little old me, because I'm a short lady, would have been able to bring forth my very own cosmetics line by the name of Cosmetics. And that started this year in January, this year, and that has been a tremendous and mind-blowing experience for me thus far. And I could truly say to anyone, especially my young ladies out here, listen, if you're in this, you got to do it for the passion and not so much for the money, because there have been many times I have done this free of charge, and I have no problems and no regrets, and I will still do some free jobs because this is where my heart is. This is where I get to see a woman transform from, I don't feel so good today. And I've had some of those who come and they say, I really don't feel so well today, you know. Today didn't turn out to be such a good day, but by the time we were finished, we were all cheerful and happy and they were good to go. So I encourage you, ladies. I encourage you. You may not see it now because I didn't always know that this is what I wanted to do. This grew on me. It's like something chose you instead of you choosing it, because sometimes whatever we choose doesn't really choose us, but this chose me. And I just walked into it after that. So I literally just continue to grow and expand in it and continue to really express myself through it. And I have seen where it has become therapeutic for me, where I too would be feeling and having a downtime at some point in time. And I'm saying, okay, Nakasa, you're going to sit and do your face. And by the time I was done doing my face, I literally asked myself, what were you angry about again? And even in that, again, is where I saw the passion lies.
Wow.
So,
thank you so very much, because really actually it's just like, you know, you can be looking blah, feeling blah, but really actually when you know, like, because as I said, I can't do makeup, but when I go to someone who's able to go bow and I'm like, you feel like you're stepping out, you know, you feel like you're all a celebrity.
Yes.
So on the floor we have as well, we have Miss Thomas. So she just joined in. So Miss Thomas, you can put on your camera now. And so so we have here, Miss Thatcher was just sharing her journey in terms of how she got into this field. So Miss Thomas, the floor is now yours, the virtual floor is yours, as you share with our audience, you know, your journey and how you got into this particular field. Yeah.
Well, okay. Hi, I'm Amelia Thomas. I'm a mom of 4. I have been in this industry for the past 8 years. 8 going on 9 years. I had always had a passion for makeup, but I never wanted to pursue it as a career. Reason being, I was a little intimidated, you know, to go out there, to venture out, to do persons' faces. But I started to work with Arlene Villarule, who was my mentor at that time, and she helped me to get that fear out of me, because I joined her team. We had an awesome team and we took makeup to our next level. We were the elite group. And I happened to branch off on my own in 2014, where makeup has given me some opportunities that a lot of people dream about. I started, people wanted me to teach, and I didn't like teaching because to me, I find teaching was one of the hardest things to do. You know, people on the whole I would say, hard-headed sometimes. You know, you're teaching them something and it's like it just not penetrating. And I think I found the patience through that. And I have took my makeup classes all over the world. I've taught in Guadeloupe, in Las Vegas. I had 3 classes in Las Vegas where I was one of the major teachers there, where I would teach my color blocking skill, where I am what I'm known for. Um, I taught in Guyana, Grenada. I taught all over the world, and for me, education, teaching makeup is my passion. Doing makeup is just my skill, you know. And when you teach somebody to do their own makeup, the kind of confidence that they themselves get when they look in the mirror and they see that they accomplished that. That is, for me, that is the highlight of my career. Knowing that I was able to put my skill onto someone where they themselves would have a lifetime skill where they could, if they happen to be struggling in life, they have this skill that they could fall back on where they could bring in an income. You know, even if you have a main job, you could use this as a side job to earn extra income. And the beauty industry is so huge in Trinidad that it has space for every single makeup artist in Trinidad. You know, even if persons would have their preference, they would prefer you over somebody else. But there is room for everybody in this industry. And trust me, makeup could take you to places that you never thought possible. I never thought one day that I would have a makeup line, where my makeup line I would distribute it all over the world. As far as Tanzania, I shipped my products, you know, and there's certain countries in the Caribbean that actually stock my products at their stores to sell. So that was another big accomplishment for me. And I would encourage anybody to pursue makeup as long as it's a passion. You have to first love makeup and be passionate about it before you turn it into a career. Because once you're not passionate about something, you will never give it your full 100%. You know, you will just do it because. But I have fallen in love with makeup so deeply that sometimes I would just zone out myself in my room, in my studio, just doing my face just to accomplish a certain look, you know. And practicing makeup is, as I always tell my students, you must always practice, even if you have to get up probably an hour before you're about to go out, or if you're just home and you're not doing anything. Practice, practice, practice. Practice is what perfects you, right? I used to practice on my face until my eyes used to get blistered. And then it would have a look I would see a next day. And I used to tell my ex-husband or my brothers, come, let me borrow all your face, let me borrow all your eyes. And they used to sit down. My brothers, as big as they are, would sit in my makeup chair and let me beat the face and record and snap. I tell them I wouldn't post them, obviously, but I had a very big support system when coming to my career, and I am always thankful to the persons that helped me to get where I am.
And thank you so very much for sharing that. And I like when both of you said, and I think what you were saying, Ms. Thomas, that there are some students that were very hard-headed, and it's like, that's where you learn patience. And I saw Ms. Thatcher, you know, nodding her head. They're like, yeah, listen, I think I would be one of those students. For the life of me, I have not mastered it. No matter how much times people try to teach me how to do eyebrows, I'm like, how are you doing this? Like, how? All right, so we have some questions coming from our students. So one of the questions, and any one of you can answer these questions, or both of you could answer the questions coming out. So one of the questions, which of your personal skills do you feel has best prepared you for the career as a makeup artist? So I'll just repeat, which of your personal skills do you feel has best prepared you for a career as a makeup artist?
So personally, I am a person or a stickler for detail. And I am very particular. I would literally zoom in on something and scrutinize. And that is exactly how I do it with my blending. I don't miss when it comes to blending. I don't miss when it comes to a foundation. I do that. And you know, that has become a signature thing for me. And oh gosh, don't talk about the brows. Y'all, I think people know me by now. When they see some brows, they know, okay, that is Nacasa's.
For me, as everyone know me as the color blocking queen, it would be color.
Right.
You know, I have, for me personally, on myself, I am not a colorful person, but when coming to my makeup and my being distinct from a lot of people, that is actually what boosted my career, my drive, and my signature color blocking skills. You know, I would do colors in a way that you could go to carnival fest with it, and you could also go to a dinner with it. You know, I do color in a classy way, but bold way. So if you want to spruce it up for carnival, you could do that. If you want to tone it down for event, you could do that. So for me, I would say color is what took me to that level up there, to make me be recognized all over the world, basically.
Nice. All right, next question. What would you say are some of the challenges of being a makeup artist?
Criticism.
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean?
How I would explain that is people have their own opinions, you know, and if you were to listen and take on what other people say about you as an individual or about your work, it will make you lose interest in your dream, in your goals.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Miss Thatcher?
I think basically the same thing. And not only that, one of the biggest challenges I've had, even when I know my quality is good, because your name isn't as big as some others, people will be like, no, I'm not going there.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah. I witnessed it firsthand when my career was now jumping off. Yes. So now I am at a level where I am known to the public, but it's not all about your, how to say, your status. Yeah. It's about what you could do. Yeah. It's about the skill that you could portray onto people.
Right. And also, you know, making a difference, I think.
Yeah, making a difference. And to help, I think in the industry also, we need persons to work together a lot more. Support, you know, too much people in the makeup industry bring down a lot to get higher up there. So I think we need to come together as makeup artists, makeup educators.
But what you're not talking about are some of the things that our students face in school, because both of you and in this industry, one of the key things is social media in terms of promoting your brand. And our students, they are heavily on social media, and you find what happens that when they post a picture and they're thinking they're looking good, it's a funny video, whatever. There's some persons who would like it. Then there's some persons who would try to say all of the negative things towards them. And what both of you are indicating is that in spite of the criticism, in spite of the negativity that is directed towards you, you still have to have a clear understanding as to who you are and what you want to accomplish, and to keep your dream alive, because there are dream killers out there.
Exactly.
And it's about
you have to use that. Yeah, you have to use that negativity and you turn it into a positive for yourself.
Right.
Focus as well, because exactly. There was a point where I used to be so hard on myself, where if I didn't get a certain amount of likes, I felt a particular type of way. Yeah. And I've gotten to the point of saying, Nakasa, listen, you know your worth. You stand your ground, you focus on you. You focus on your skill and you push that forward. And when you stay focused on you and your skill and you push that forward, people will recognize you for you and your quality and what you bring forward.
Definitely.
Yeah. Another question coming in. How do you become a top makeup artist?
Easy. Easy. I didn't think it was easy before, but I can say it's easy now. And I just said it. Focus on you and your skill and be consistent at it. Once you have to keep on learning. Don't you ever stop learning. Even me, I want to take another class just now, you know. You don't stop learning. You continue learning. You continue, even if you think you're perfecting something, you keep learning it. Once you keep learning it and you keep your focus, it's gonna get you to the top.
Right.
Yeah, that's
One
true.
quick question. Do makeup artists make good money? What is the salary range? You know they have to ask that question. Come on. It's like, you know, even, you know, some of us say we do. I remember reading an article where they indicated that that people born in a particular time frame, they focus on passion, but the children of today, they don't care about passion. They care about, hey, how much money we making out here.
That's true. That's true. You go first.
There are ups and downs. There are ups and downs. It's never always a steady flow. Some days you have one client, some days you have 10 clients, some days you have no clients. Now for me, Pinky on the other hand, this is her everyday. For me, this is not my everyday. I'm a police officer by day, Monday to Friday.
Right, okay.
Right, and makeup artist, I will never say it's my side job. I wouldn't say that. It's my baby, right? And both of them coming together helps, because during this pandemic time, if I did not have my day job, I don't know how Pinky and them made it through, but if I didn't have my day job, I would be out, right? So there are ups and downs, and I can't give you a wage or a monthly wage because it fluctuates. It really does.
It really does fluctuate because for me, if I don't and for me, makeup is my livelihood. I don't have a next job, so this is my main focus. And makeup, how to put this way, it does fluctuate in a salary. You cannot say you have a salary a month. You can't say you want this to make this a month and you're making it this month. It all depends. For the pandemic, for me, my livelihood was based on people coming to one-on-one classes. So that is where my float stayed above. Right. But it also had months where you had no clients in the pandemic. So I had to focus on opening different little businesses that I have, you know, because makeup was at a standstill then because nobody was going out. Nobody didn't want to learn to do makeup. Nobody didn't want to interact with you. So, you know, it was at a standstill, but the money, when you're making the money in makeup, you're making it. Makeup has made me purchase a new home, my own vehicle, anything that my kids want, I'm able to provide it for them. If I don't, they understand when I can't, but it could take you to places. It took me all over the world, makeup took me all over the world on my salary alone. And you see, when you're doing it, when you're teaching is where the money for a makeup artist comes in. Yes. But you just can't be no 2x4 teacher. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know why you're doing, what you're doing, how you're doing, and for what purpose you're doing in makeup. You can't just teach people to do makeup and say, do this, do that, and you sit down on a chair and just have them do it. You need to know what you're doing in order to become the best.
And I think what is key that both of you highlighted in this particular field is that you have to evolve. Your business has to be diversified. It's not just focusing on just applying makeup, you're teaching, you're creating products. So it's about creating different revenue streams for this particular career. Because you will have your own brand, and all of that is really commendable, my local Trinidadians, where you have accomplished so much that, you know, it's not just about the foreign brands, that our people right here are innovators, that they fell in love with this, they have created something that works and where it is being marketed abroad, and that is really and truly commendable. So I want to thank you, Ms. Thatcher, and I want to thank you, Ms. Thomas, for being a part of this particular segment. It was indeed informative, and I hope either one of you will take sympathy on me and say, okay, yes, I will take you as a student because I see you're struggling. You know, you get trying to hang, but I need the professionals to be like, no, let's just adjust that tone there. I just recommend you just threw some makeup on there, Gilly. So thank you so very much. So now we're going into our next segment where we have Shamir, where we focus on cosmetology and the products that they provide. What if you can send me as well, seeing that you'll have your products later on, you can send us either images or videos of your products so that we can also, you know, share it with our students, you know, advertise. Yeah, we do it. We're in this together. All right. Yeah. So thank you so very much. So our next segment, we're focusing on Shamir Herbarium. I hope I pronunciated that properly. And we also have another room where we're going to look at Serval, because Serval is one of the institutes here in Trinidad and Tobago that provides training in the field of cosmetology. So we have the passion, and it's about perfecting our skills. So we have two breakout rooms, and I'm just going to direct you to our breakout rooms. So we have session A. So you can either, so all participants, you can either hit session A or session B to be a part of one of those breakout rooms. One will be led by Shamir, a presenter from Shamir Cosmetics, and we have a representative from Serval who will be providing information on their program into the field of cosmetology. All right, guys. So I'll see you soon in our breakout room. So we're just moving ahead. If you need to take a break, get something to drink, get something to munch on, but do not sign off because we are going to get that information about that field of cosmetology. So thank you so very much for staying tuned to our session. All right. Okay, great. Hi, good day. Our presenter for this room, are you present? You can turn on your camera.
No, I don't think she's here. I'm not seeing her name.
Okay.
And I'm not seeing Miss Greenwich for
Miss Wilshire is here. Hi, Miss Wilshire from Shamir, right?
Hi, good day. I just got put into the B room. I need to be in Serval department.
You're supposed to be with Serval.
Apparently.
All right. Well, no problem. So I guess they would have assigned you to this room, Serval, a part of this room, which is session E. So thank you so very much, Miss Wilshire, for being. I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly.
Yes, Miss Wilshire. Sure.
Right, Miss Wilshire. So thank you so very much. So you are represented from Serval.
No, I'm representing Shamir, but
Shamir, okay.
They sent me to the B.
As error, in error. Okay, great. So we have it's Herbarium.
Yes, the Herbarium Limited, right, which is the correct company of Shamir.
All right, great. So thank you so very much. Okay, so we're going to jump right in as you share your journey and the products and the lines, and let us know about the products that we have, because Shamir is if I'm not mistaken, it is our local Trinidadian brand that has grown.
Yes, it is. Yes,
right. But you would know all of the whole history and the chronology of this thing. So I'm just going to turn the virtual floor over to you. Thank you so very much, Ms. Wilshire.
No problem. So I'm just going to share my screen with you guys. All right, so good afternoon, everyone. Right, I am from the Herbarium Limited, which is the parent company of Shumer. Right? So basically, Shumer Herbarium, and it's a spa. So we have the spa, and then we have the Herbarium Limited, which is the parent company. So I'm gonna, within this slide, I'm gonna show you all our different pillars, who we are and what we do, right?
Please, excuse, can you just broaden your screen a little because these things?
I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing the option to zoom.
Okay, go ahead. It's just a bit tiny.
It's small, okay. Is it better or it's still?
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good on this end. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I am the promotions manager of Shumer, which is also the Herbarium Limited, right? I have been with the company for over 13 years, and I am the youngest manager of the company. I control all indoor and outdoor events for the company. I also represent the company internationally. I am a certified esthetician. I'm also a senior esthetician, and I conduct training for all our employees, new coming employees, as well as the employees we have at this moment. I do radio, media, any representation. For Shumer, I am the face. I'm also known as JW of Shumer. This is our managing director. She's the owner and the creator of the Herbarium Limited, Mrs. Cheryl Bowles. She's a biochemist and she's an entrepreneur. She has 40 plus years in the business under her belt. She's the managing director of the Herbarium Limited, which I mentioned before, that is the parent company of Shumer. Former chief of chemists, she was the head of research and development at Nestle for quite some years. She's the director of Merle Hairdressing Supply. She's the owner of Shumer Spa. She has 4 Shumer spas in Trinidad and 2 in Canada. She has over 30 plus employees. She's the founder and director of YTEP. And if you want to get more information on Ms. Cheryl Bowles, or even insight if you're in that field or you into science, you can definitely go onto our website, which is www.shumercaribbean.com, and there you will get more information about Ms. Cheryl Bowles and her legacy. So first we move into the products, right? All Shumer products was created by Ms. Cheryl Bowles using all natural ingredients. She started off with one product. Now, before I continue, I'm just going to give you a little insight on how this one product came about. Ms. Cheryl Bowles' mom was a beautician, so she had a hair salon in Woodbrook. And she asked her daughter, because of her skill set, she asked her to create a hair food for her customers. And she created the herbal hair food. And this is probably over almost 40 years plus I'm talking about. She created this hair food. And this hair food still stands on the shelves today, right? We have persons who come up to us to indicate that their mom used to use that and now they're using it for, their children and so forth. So within starting with that one product, and it literally having such a great impact with the customers, her mom encouraged her to continue, making products. So she created more products going ahead. And that's when she made the conscious decision that she's going to leave Nestle and open up her own company, which is the Herbarium Limited. So the Herbarium Limited is the company that actually deals with all her products. And today standing, Ms. Sharagos have 57 different products. She has 15 different lines combined of hair products, face products, and body products. So these are some of her products that we have. I did not put all, right? But I did select, in different areas. So the first picture you see with the gentleman, it's our men's face wash. The picture under that is our different skin type. Right now, we created the men's face wash because it literally signifies for men directly, and it is for men with normal skin who just want to make sure and keep the skin clean and keep it fresh. The products at the bottom, which has different skin types, and it works for different skin types because everybody don't carry the same skin type, even men. So with that being said, we have about 7 different skin products, skin lines. On top, on the right-hand side, we have our iNatural line, which is a hair line. That line consists of different steps to actually help control and balance, put moisture, even maintain the hair. We have 3 different types of hair products, right, and hair line. We have a herbal hair line, we have the iNatural, and we have a thinning hair organic one. And at the bottom is our part of our body line, where these are the different types of oils that she created for your entire body. The middle picture is Miss Sharagos in her own glory. She was invited into a program where they were dealing with girls who love science, and she was one of the presentation there. So she was there to showcase and explain and tell persons what she went through to become who she is. And this now would actually help young persons who into this field understand that there's always a challenge no matter what you're starting. But once you don't give up, or once you don't stop doing what you love, you would succeed, right? So it was not an easy goal. She did not have everything handed over to her. She fight, she worked, she went back to the drawing board. She created, even if her product didn't work for someone's skin, she went back to the drawing board and she created something that was even better. So with saying that, I think we want to always let people know, continue pursuing what you want to do. Continue encouraging yourself. Continue working on yourself and your passion or even your skill set. Because of the fact that if you first have to believe in yourself, and it will always have challenges where things don't go your way all the time, but there will be times where it will go your way, right? Everybody have its calling then. Everybody have their calling. So you just have to continue until your calling time reach, and you'll be able to shine like a star, right? Now with our presentation, it literally gives 2 folds. So the first fold was basically on Ms. Sharagos and her products and what she did, how she created them. Second fold, I will be going into the services, which is my fold, right? So as I told you, I am one of the senior estheticians of the company, right? At Shomer Spa, we have multiple services to choose from for everyone, male, females, and children. The list below are the different types of services that you can have at our location. And it's also the list of items that I am certified in as well. So we have facials, manicures, pedicures, body massages, body therapies, waxing, mole removal, hair therapy, eyebrow tinting, microshading. It's a wide range, and a few of those sections actually has multiple services in them. So for instance, we have multiple facials, we have different types of manicures, we have different types of pedicures, body massages, body therapies, we have different types of waxing, right? The mole removal, the hair therapy, and the eyebrow tinting and microshading, they stand on their own because that's exactly what they are, right? What I can say is that I have been doing services. I have been an esthetician basically throughout my 13 years, right? I did not start Shamir to be an esthetician. I eventually believe that it was my calling. I'm someone who I keep telling people that I am talented with my hands. And within going into the company, I went into the company as a receptionist, and from there, my personality, my communication with customers, that easy flow with persons, it was very easy to transition from being a receptionist to being an esthetician. I like the field. I originally started as like what we call the lab rat. So in other words, if we have new services coming in, we choose someone to have the service, to do the service on. And I always wanted to be the lab rat because I wanted to experience, these services. And within that, I started falling in love with doing services. So I went into training to do the services. And within my training process, I was already working at Shumer. So within doing the training process, I would have trained on, customers who would have allowed me to. And within my first 2 months of training, I had customers coming back to request me to have their service done. So that's just to let you know that once you put your heart into something, you would excel immediately, right? And when I say excel, you would excel to the point where you might not notice it, but someone else does, right? And that's you putting your heart and your, as I was telling people, my job is not a job, it's a passion, right? My job is definitely my passion. I don't just do my job because of the income or because I have to support my family. I do my job because I love doing it. I love seeing the transformation. I love seeing when customers finish, and I love hearing when these customers was like, "Oh, wow, my skin feels so rejuvenating," or "This massage was so relaxing, and I needed this." With this field, I tell people it comes with a lot of things, and most of the present presenters that was today repeat the same thing. We do everything once we are in this field. Once someone comes onto the bed to do a facial, they will offload every single thing because they just need to let go. And we are there to make sure that they are comforting, to make sure they are comfortable, make sure they are relaxed, and also, just to give that support, right? So within in cosmetology field and stuff, we have a mixture. When they use that word therapist is not, it's a wide range of different parts that actually combine to create that word therapist. So where we might be therapists as in the cosmetology field, we are also therapists, just to be lending ear or even to give someone some advice as to how I would go about dealing with something. And that might even help them because sometimes they don't even look at it in that manner or see it, from how an outside person will see it. So these are just some images of some of the services we do, right? It's just to give you a feel of, our company combined of doing things that will help relax customers, help to distress customers, and also help to take care. You want that healthy skin, you want healthy hair, you want a healthy body. And right now we are focusing on moving to a wellness company where it's not only just about these spa services just because we want to look good, but we also want, mental health, physical health, anything to that extent, it actually falls in the same bracket of our company. And this is definitely one of the pillars of our company that is close to my heart because this is my field, right? Where the product is Miss Cheryl Gold's field. And we actually have to witness when she creates these products, the joy of creating something that actually helps somebody's skin, somebody who have acne skin, and within using the products for a period of time, their skin is regulated. Just feeling the sense of how the body, like a body scrub, will feel on your skin, the body products we have. And after the smoothness, the rejuvenating, the lightness your body and your skin feels like. So in starting her product business, it was very easy for her to transition into opening spas and hiring people. So under her belt, there's so much things, because on top of following through with her passion and creating products, she opened up a company where she has multiple spas, and this also opened avenues for persons who can't afford to be their own boss, right? We all do plan to be a boss at some point, but we have to start somewhere, and sometimes it starts working under someone, and that's where we get our experience and knowledge, and we get to understand more about what we really want to do, because we can say, well, I want to be an accountant, and believe in me, by the time you're done your exam, it just make a complete shift into something else, and be like, hey, how I end up here? So at the end of the day, don't watch working for somebody as not perfecting your skill, because we have to learn from persons to really perfect our skill, right? No one just get up and have have everything when it comes to skill. You have to know, and you have to learn from someone. So to me, as I always say, my motto is that I sell me first. So when you see me, as much as I'm here to represent Shamir, when you see me, I'm representing Janelle first, right? And once I'm representing myself, I represent myself to the fullest extent and in the highest regards. So that means that Shamir reaps the benefit of that. Shamir reaps the benefit of knowing, well, Shamir worker thing, but this is because I'm selling me. I don't know who. I might end up meeting the investor that might open up my own spa at some point, or I might end up meeting someone who might even show me a different line of work that I might be interested in, and I could actually have my own. So we have to know that once we are working for someone, we are going to do our best. We're going to put our best foot forward, and we are going to excel in whatever we do. Because one thing I have learned with being part of a team, I can tell you that if you're not focused on helping the persons around you, right, there's no way you are going to reach up, right? I was listening to YouTube, and they were talking about crab mentality, and it was so baffling because I've never heard about it before. And they indicate that we live in a world where we have this crab mentality, where we feel that you can't help someone up. You understand? Especially if
them down.
Yeah. So basically what it is that they put the crabs on them in a barrel. There was no covers, but the farmer, the fisherman know that none of those crabs would have escaped, because as one crab tried to go, the others pull him down. We have to stop doing that. We have to know how to get that person up, because that person might send down the ladder for you. Understand?
And Miss Wilshire, and what you're saying is so true, is because it's all about promoting each other, supporting each other, because in accomplishing our dreams, it doesn't mean that you have to annihilate another person's dream, right? And you have shared so much that you have answered, even to an extent, some of the questions that students have asked in the chat. But one of the key takeaways that I want to reemphasize here, that the founder, could you just repeat her name for me? The founder of Shimmer? Miss Cheryl. Right. She started in the field of science in terms of her studies, because sometimes persons think, well, no, I'm a scientist, I'm studying sciences, I'm not going to go into cosmetology. But every product is a result of a chemist. Is a result of someone who has an understanding of chemicals and the combinations. So, so for those of you who may be studying sciences and you're interested in makeup, this is where the both worlds collide. And another thing too, but I want you to answer this question. One person asked the question, do you need a degree to become an esthetician? That will, my tongue. Yeah. As an esthetician, you say it every day, so that will rattle off. So do you need a degree to become this?
No, you don't need a degree, but you definitely have to be licensed or certified for it.
Yeah. Because you don't want to damage people's skin out there, man.
Correct. And believe you me, we don't want to be in court. So you want to make sure you are well trained and you are trained by someone.
Not just YouTube trained. Not just YouTube trained.
Not yet. You can be YouTube trained if you want to stick to the family, just your family members and close friends. But the one I recommend, if you want to be an esthetician or you want to be out there, you want to gravitate customers to you, definitely get skilled. Get certified, get licensed, and it's very easy because there are so much different companies now that are doing training and teaching you just like makeup and stuff. It falls under the same genre in the sense to how to really do it because everything comes from that same foundation. So it all based on you being certified and then making sure you learn that skill set. Now, one thing I've learned with we do a lot of give back projects and a lot of charity work as well from our company. And we have like different schools who do cosmetology and stuff, and they would send like their students to be part of our company to learn get some experience and just get the feel of it. And most of the time, that's where my feel come in because anybody come into our establishment, they have to go through JW, right? When coming to product knowledge or even skill set. And what I usually tell people is that always take your time and learn your skill.
Right.
Do not rush to do it because one mistake can make a customer say, I don't want to kiss me. You understand? So you make sure and take all the knowledge that you can from whoever is your trainer, and you make sure and put it into your own skill set, right?
And I think right now you're answering because we're coming down to our closing time, but I want to get these two questions in. And I think what you said there in terms of really learning from your trainer, getting all the experience, getting all of the knowledge, because this question from one of our students and he asked, how would you deal with an angry client, someone clearly unsatisfied with your service?
All right, so that is so funny because this is my department as well. I'm starting to feel like I'm in all the department of this company. But yes, that's basically with that situation, I would tell you that you cannot please everybody, right? But you need to be professional no matter what. Even if at the end of the day, what is coming to you as being unreasonable, you have to keep your professionalism on top. So basically you find out from that customer, what is the problem? Where did we fall short? Right? And then you try to rectify. But I always tell people, once you are confident in what you do, you will be able to explain to a customer what transpired within that process and what they don't understand, because most of our customers don't really understand the full detail of our job or our skills.
Right.
So once you can explain yourself, and once you are doing your job properly and exactly how it's supposed to be, you should be able to explain to any irate customer in the sense of why they was not pleased. And then you can rope them right back into being a pleased customer.
Right. And okay, so one quick question I want to just throw in here again, and then we'll close off. So what do you do to keep your knowledge of the latest trends in aesthetics and skincare up to date? So what do you do? So one quick quick response. We're doing rapid answer here.
All right. So quick response to that is that we keep in touch. We keep training ourselves and training our staff, and we keep searching for new trends and stuff. So you have to keep up on the board because there's so much different things, and because of social media, it's very easy to figure out.
So being well informed. Okay. So one other one. What are your thoughts about starting your own spa?
That's for the students?
Yeah. What are your thoughts? Yeah. What are your thoughts about starting your own spa? So that particular student would like to start their own spa. What are your thoughts on that?
So what I will tell you about that is that once you are trained and you are confident in what you're doing, go for it. Because I would tell anybody, confidence is everything, and being your own boss is everything. Just know there's a lot of work, and do not give up. Do not give up.
You're saying confidence is everything reminds me of our local personality is Rudy. I think it's
Rudy.
Rudy.
Oh yes, Rudy.
Rudy. Yeah, Pinky. When he always say confidence is everything.
No, it is confidence is everything.
And is it true? Confidence is everything.
Yeah, once you have that in you and you have the skill set and you want to go there, you have all the means and the investments and stuff put aside for it. Yeah, definitely. Right. Don't go and do anything halfway, because you're going to get more disappointment, and that's going to kind of take away from your drive. So make sure you're done. So I will tell most persons to, if you don't have all that, then go under someone first, and then
get the experience.
Yeah.
True.
So before you walk, definitely.
Right. Okay, so thank you so very much, Mr. Wilshire, and thank you, participants, for being a part of this particular breakout room where we focused on the journey of Shimei, the products of Shimei, and even fully understanding, certain aspects of becoming an esthetician. Yeah, is that right? So we're going, jumping right back to the main room. So you would then now click exit this room. You're going to exit breakout room, and it will take you to the main room, and we are joining for our final session where we look at Miss Leica Maloney as she takes us into the journey of being a nail technician, but not just a nail technician. She also runs her own school where you can be trained in that particular field. So do not sign off. Please stay on as we join in on another session of this virtual career fair. So thank you so very much, and I'll see you in the other virtual room. All right. Thank you so very much, Ms. Wilshire. It was a pleasure having you.
Same here. Thank you.
So welcome everyone for being a part of our virtual career fair. Thank you so very much. It has been a journey thus far. Look at it. It started at 4 o'clock and we are already at the final half hour, the final segment. Look, time just goes by so quick. So thank you so very much for all of your time. And we're going to jump straight into our final session where we will be hosting Miss Leica Maloney. She has her school, which is called Nail Tech Extraordinary. Is that it? Am I saying it correctly, Miss Maloney?
Yes, you're saying it perfectly.
Right. So I'm going to turn the floor over to you as you take us through your journey in being a nail tech, and not just a nail tech. There's so much more so much layers to what you do. So I'm going to turn the floor over to you. So all your attention is now to Miss Leica Maloney.
Okay. Thank you so much, Keisha. Good evening to everyone. So first off, I want to see how many students are still here. I don't know who in the audience are students and who are officials, but Keisha, can you help me get an idea of how many students are actually still here? If that's easy to give me that detail.
I'm unable to see that at this point, but I know in total, okay, so I know in total we have 25.
Okay, can they let me see if I can engage them. Can you youths, you young people, can you put something in the chat? Let me know that you are here. Tell me what class you are in. Let me have an idea of who is with me, because I know they said from 3 to 6, and I just want to see it. So you all can put that in the chat in the meantime. So good evening to everyone, to the Ministry of Education, St. Patrick's Secondary Student Support Services Division. That was a little tongue twister. Committee, that committee, the persons in charge of this event. I want to acknowledge, I'm not sure because I wasn't too sure exactly how the platform is, but just in case, if there are principals, teachers, guidance officers, students are here, parents, if they are listening in the background, other guests that went before me, speakers, and anyone else who possibly could be on the platform with us still. I know it's getting later, but I want you all to stay with me as I go through this presentation this evening. I'm seeing the responses coming in. I'll get to it in a while. I am Leica Maloney, owner of Extraordinary Nails Hair by L&M, other known as Snoblem or SSNH blem. These other pronunciations came by just by the way when persons try to pronounce it when I put them up. Well, the abbreviation, right? So well, my mother called it a nail engineer educator. She said, you're not just a normal nail tech, you know, you're a nail engineer educator. Say it like that. So when this is being played back, she will get a little credit right here. So I am a nail technician. I offer nail services. I also do courses, nail courses, and I also retail nail products. I am affiliated with Premier Salon and Nail Supplies. That's located in Port of Spain. For the most part, they have different branches. I am an educator, an international educator, an educator for an international brand, rather. The brand is called Mia Secret. It's a professional brand primarily known in Los Angeles. That's where the head office is located. So I am basically what we call Mia Secret Gold Technician of Trinidad and Tobago. So I'm qualified to teach the ways we do nails in the industry professionally at a high standard in Trinidad and Tobago, and Grenada is my purview. That's my area. All right. So I represent this brand in excellence, greatness, and perfection. My thing or my line in business is making sure that clients are satisfied. That's when I deal with my clients. When I deal with my students, I teach in terms of having them learn to do what I do, how I do what I do. So they must learn it how I do it. I'm not going to teach them anything less than what I do and how I do it. So anything that they don't learn or they don't capture, most of the time it's on them because I give every single thing to them, right? So I'm thankful for this invitation. It's a great pleasure to have this opportunity to be involved in this career fair series to guide these youths in this positive agenda, of promoting your dream careers. So we heard the barber Sheldon before, because I was here in the early part of the career fair. I heard Sheldon of Gala Banana Studio. I heard the MUAs, Miss Thomas and Miss Thatcher. I heard Janelle Wiltshire, I think that's the pronunciation. I also heard Miss Greenwich Charles of Serval. And what I gained from most of what persons were saying is that cosmetology can take you places. I heard some of them said that they went to the United States, who bought a new car, a new house. And it just goes to show that this part of getting older, because we're dealing with youth. So I'm sure as a young person, you're thinking about what am I going to do when I get older, which is what career path I am going to choose. So this choice of cosmetology is not a bad choice, right? As I heard, I believe it was Miss Greenwich Charles say before that long ago, it wasn't a popular thing to be a nail tech or a hairdresser and stuff like that. It wasn't highly spoken about. It was not for parents to be boasting about, right? So on that note, I hope you all had a great time so far, you young people. I know it's getting late and I have to bring the energy to you all because I know at a certain point in time, youths will start to get tired and want to log off, right? So stay with me because I'm going to bring the energy for you all right now, right? So, right. I want to give you all a quick story about a nail tech who I met. I met her in another country some time back because I also traveled. We'll get to my story after. But this is what I want to share. She's my nail tech friend, very popular in the industry. She gives a lot of life stories that you can identify with. And this is why I'm here to share with you all my story and stories that I've heard in the industry so that you would know that you can make it. You can make it if this is something you're interested in. Come on, it's going to happen, right? I'm here to motivate you. And if you want to get through to me later, we could chat, right? Because we don't have much time. So she said she made enough money a lot of money. She said she was making so much money that when she checked it, it could have been more than the president of her country. It was so much. And then she recognized that there was a point in time in her life when she stopped and took a step back and checked what's going on. She had no money. She didn't have a cent. And when she realized that, she said, where did all my money go? And she was saying, after years and years of making all that money, it just blew away. And when she said that, I said to myself, I'm so sorry for her, because that did not happen to me. But I know about beauticians who do that. They make money on the day-to-day and they spend it all out. I'm not talking about all. I'm just saying there's a portion of beauty professionals that do that. Right? So she basically had to start over. And she was warning us, other nail techs and other beauticians, never let that happen to you. So why am I saying this story to you today? I'm saying it because, one, nails makes money. Two, getting carried away can make you lose what you have without recognizing it. Three, a goal or goals can make you be focused and avoid regrets in the future. Four, don't you want to be somebody in life? Do you want to have money? Do you want to get things done? I'm sure when I was in Form 3 to 6, there were a lot of things I wanted to do. I remember I found a paper recently where I wrote, I want to have a car, I want to have my license, and I want to be able to do this, that, and the other. And I had my goals. I'm sure you young people have goals today. So I'm going to go now with my story. So my story, I grew up as a bright girl. So I was in, primary school, coming first in test A's, 100%, 95%, stuff like that. Everyone would know me as a bright girl. When family come over, family friends come over, it's like, oh, what Laker did in school this time? You know how that could be. So I went all the way up to secondary school, excuse me, and then university, where I did leadership and management. It was a BSc, a Bachelor of Science in leadership and management. And just as Miss Greenwich Charles said, persons are not expecting someone who is a bright girl and, studying and reaching high in the academics to be in cosmetology. So my plan was to get a nice job, working with my suits. I still have a suits, but it should have been, black suits with a nice little scarf and my briefcase in hand, my little lunch bag, clickety clock shoes, walking down to my office, making sure I see my workers on the way and say, hi. Did you do the job today? Getting some subordinates under me. And that was my aim, to be a manager in an establishment, over a department. That was me. That's what I wanted to do. Now, I'm not saying I didn't want to be a nail tech. We'll get to that. Right? So always, when growing up, I would have seen my sister. I have a big sister. She's always been into cosmetology. Ever since I can remember, she was into cosmetology. And I always would admire her, as that's my figure of admiration. I would always watch her. Even for holiday time, I would take my time and I would ask my mom if I could go by my sister to spend holiday time. It's August holiday, Easter holiday, Christmas holiday. I want to go by my sister. I am helping her take off polish. I'm helping her put top coat. And for years, I have been doing that because I love the thing. I would always watch that and admire it. I started to do nails. I started to help with hair. I would go on house calls with her. I was doing all these things because I just love it. And I heard someone else say before, who was that? I think it's Miss Thatcher Roberts. She was saying, she did so much makeup for free. I was doing all of that because I just love this thing. Right? No, meanwhile, remember, I was looking to see if I could get my job up. I wasn't thinking about doing nails for a career. I just did it as a hobby. So my sister taught me hair, nails, everything beauty, basically eyelashes and all these things. And after school, well, when I was in the University of the West Indies, she would have set me up with my capital, everything that I needed to start doing nails. So she was saying, instead of asking your parents, our parents, for money, to spend, to go here, to go there, just do this so that you can be able to afford your own allowance. Because before that, I would have gone to help her, go back to school, visit her, and, it would have been a back and forth. And so she set me off to start. And so when I was on holiday from school, I would take my time and, excuse me, I would come back home, neighbors will tell their friends, and it started to spread like a susu. Anybody know what a susu? Each one tell two. So they were bringing two. Every two would have bring another two, and that would have been four. And then those would bring another two, and it was going like that. And I was like, I don't know how people like this thing so much, because at that time they were like, wow, who's doing this nails and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, all right, we'll leave that there. After I left university, I was searching for jobs, because when you go to university, they make you feel like you're gonna get a job as soon as you come out the door. I sent out resumes, I sent out so many different registration forms and all of these things. I got consecutively 3 jobs. So I went to one job, that was done, the contract was over. I went to another one, and 3 jobs. It was supposed to be 4, but I didn't go to the last one. And after that, I said, you know what, I don't think I want to work for anybody anymore, because of different reasons that I won't go into right now. I never stopped doing nails. Even when I was working, I would always do nails, because you know why? I loved it. I love nails. I tell everyone I love nails. And if you look at my phone, I always have nails surrounding my phone. I have nail pictures. I always follow nail pages. I don't watch TV. I don't watch Netflix. I don't do Netflix and chill. I don't do any of these things, because I'm always on my phone looking at nails. I mean, other than that, I'm reading my Bible and saying, my spiritual life. But I love nails. So I would never have I wouldn't have stopped, doing nails. That's my go-to when I come home from work. When I have weekend free time, I'm doing nails. So when I left, I didn't leave. When my last job was over, I said, Mom, I'm not going to be looking for another job. I am going to take my time and make my entrepreneurship. Well, I registered my business, right? I think I skipped that out. I'm going to make this business my career. I'm going to take it seriously. And I was listening to some of the presenters. I believe it was Miss Greenwich Charles that said that. Miss Greenwich Charles, sorry. When I'm excited, I speak a little fast and I kind of stumble on words. Okay, I apologize for that. So I was hearing her say that once you prove to your parents that you could do this and you are consistent and you are serious, then they may support you. I know there's not... it's not all parents would be like that, but once you really, really show them that, hey, I'm serious and you're making it into something, then they are proud of you. So, I didn't send out another resume. That was it for me. So here I am today. Today's the 15th or the 16th of June 2022, after the pandemic and all of that. I'm here still in nails. So I'll take you through the things that I've been through in this industry. So, I'm here today after doing numerous professional courses. I would have traveled in different areas of the world. In the USA, I would have traveled to Orlando, I would have traveled to Los Angeles, also the Bahamas, and also right here in Trinidad, we would have had different persons from international brands and stuff come to Trinidad, and I would have gone to their courses. So, when I go to courses, what I realized was a great trend is not to be boastful about, but it's just to show you, because I'm from Point Fortin. And if you are from Point Fortin or you heard about Point Fortin, there's a lot of things that, people would say, quite Point and what Point have. And, we feel that there are sometimes some negative connotations with the word Point Fortin, or, nothing good may come from South or certain things like that, right? So I would have been in the class, it's all these people from all over. Even when I went to the Bahamas, people from all over the world. When I went to LA, there were students from India and all over. And I'm like, okay, I just come to learn. And when there were in-house, in-class competitions, all of the classes that I went to, I won. And I was like, wow, this is so awesome. And I was like, this is my talent. I was always thanking God for the talents that he gave to me in my hands. So just continuing, right? I was featured in different articles, which
Miss Maloney,
included.
just one, sorry for the interruption, Miss Maloney. So it's 5:52, so we're just
No
coming up to the
problem.
runtime. So I just want to direct some questions.
Yeah.
So one of the questions that's coming from our students is, what is the one skill that you depend on when working as a nail technician?
What is the one skill I
One
depend
skill
on?
you depend on, yeah, when working as a nail technician.
So the one skill I depend on is artistry. So I'm able to do a lot of art. I love art. And so because I love art so much, most of my clients, they bring pictures to me so that I can draw it, because they're like, I'm sure you could do this for me. I'm sure. I am not even going to ask you. So I think that because of that, I can say that that's the one that I most likely depend on, because it takes a skill that many persons in the industry are not able to do. So they would, they would tell other persons, my nail tech drew this. It was not a sticker. And so because of that, I in the industry, it has given me that niche, basically. So that if I had to say one, it would be that.
Right. And I think because one of the questions that came, do you need to do art or be an artist to be a nail tech? Should I study art or in order to get into that particular field? Or is it once you have it instinctively? Because I think some people are natural artists, because if I draw, it looks nothing like what you see somewhere else. So what is your take? Do you think you need to study art in order to be a nail technician or successful nail technician?
No, I won't say that. People ask me that all the time. And the reason why I say that, because my clients would tell me, I want to do nails, but I'm not good at art. And I would tell them that's okay. Because I actually had a roommate who was an artist when I was going to school, and I was saying, let me teach you how to do art. Because I was thinking that because she was an artist, she would be able to grasp it very easy. And I tried, and she didn't get it. So it was the opposite to be true, which is an artist may just not be able to do nails. So then I flipped it and I said, you don't have to be an artist to be able to do nails, because if an artist can't do it, then I don't think it has to be an artist to get it done. And I would have taught different students who said they are not art savvy, and they were able to even do art that they themselves were not even expecting to do. So it's not really an artistic skill, but it's more of when I teach you technique. When you get technique, you're able to take that technique and do what you see. So I think it's more being interested in this thing, loving it. And once that's the foundation, you're able to capture anything once you have a proper teacher.
Right. And another question, how has the art industry or the nail industry evolved since you started?
So I started way back when I was about 11 or 12. So it has evolved a lot, because for one, nails was more about nail polish, regular nail lacquer. Now it is gel. We used to do this thing called press-on or tips, where we just put the nail on and just rub it in until it's smooth. Now we have acrylic, gel, polygel. We have a lot of advanced stuff, gel X or gel tips and stuff like that. It has evolved really, really a lot. And it has evolved also sociably, because long ago, women would have done nails only to go to special occasions. However, now they would do it just to walk down the road, you know?
And
So
just wave that hand, your hand is always moving. You need to see the nails.
Yes, definitely.
And how do you keep your talent fresh and unique?
So fresh and unique, many different answers for that. One is keeping up to trends. Would always follow more popular nail techs in different aspects of the industry. So the nails industry is very wide. It is also cultural. So different cultures do nails differently. There are persons in the Latin American or Asian or different styles. So I would always look at trends to see what is in, and also I would educate myself. So I would go to classes, as somebody else said before, always, I think it was one of the MUAs, always go to classes and educate yourself to be up to the times in the industry.
And what is a good starting rate to charge a client?
That I know one of them asked the MUAs that same question. That's a very difficult question. What I tell my students is we never start. Well, for me, that's my own teaching. I didn't hear this anyway. What I say is don't ever start with what's the range, because the range could be anything, anywhere, anytime, right? What I say to my students is start with what you want to make as a salary for the end of the month. So let's say quickly, if you want to make, I'm just giving a random figure. It doesn't have to be that figure, just for easy calculations. Let's say you want to make 5,000 a month. That's including everything. 5,000, we divide that by 4 because we have approximately 4 weeks in the month. That means you have to make 1,250 a week. Then we divide that by the amount of days you want to work for the week. And based on that, you know how much you want to make for the day. And based on that, you know how much clients you want to see. Because if you don't want to see a whole 10 people in front of your face, you only maybe want to deal with 3 persons. Then you calculate how much money, those persons each will have to pay you as a minimum to be able to make your salary for the week. And based on that, you can price certain services to be that benchmark. And then from that, you go up. So you would make 5,000 for the least. And then after that, you would make, let's say 7, 8, 9, 10,000 as it goes up. So based on that, now you have to do marketing to make sure that you get those amount of persons every day.
All right, great. So we're quickly winding down because it's 2 minutes to 6 o'clock. I know you wanted to share your webpage. Would you like to do that now?
Yeah, sure. So I just wanted to show the participants where they can find me and even contact me after, because I knew that we would have been, cutting down on the time.
Right.
So I think it was, I don't know his name. I think it's Suren. One of them.
All right. So it's up and it's running. Yeah.
Right. So this is my web page. This is my website. It can be found if you go to my Instagram, Leica Maloney, that's the spelling there. You can click on the link in the bio, and also if you find me just Leica Maloney on Facebook, the link is also under my profile pic, and that's how you get the link to here. You can click on the actual logo that will take you to a video. Can you scroll up for me, please, Soren?
Yes, the link for your website has just been entered into the chat.
Yes,
so
someone shared it in the chat.
Yeah.
Right, and the videos, you would see different things that I would have been a part of. Under that, you would see featured on. If you click on all of these, you would see different things that I was featured on. And up in the top left-hand corner, this is the link to my Facebook and also the link to Instagram. Am I able to share my number? Contact?
Yeah, go ahead.
So my number is 745-7863. I'm not sure if someone can put it in the chat for me also. 745-7863. Thank you for sharing that. So that's my website. You can find me there. I prefer contact via calls only if they want to call. I am very, very, very open to speaking further to the young people. And even if adults who are on the platform want to find out, because our classes are basically for adults, any age. Well, actually it's 16 and over, but I'm trying to put out something for under 16.
That's interested in acquiring the skill. That is key. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you so very much, Miss Maloney. It has been a pleasure having you and taking us through this particular journey as a nail technician, because it is something I know some women, I have never, ever, ever seen their natural nails. It is always well done.
Well done.
Well done. And you see that demand. And even during the pandemic, there's some people still going and take their little sneak here and there, even though it was a stay-home order. They were like, I need my nails to remain on point. So thank you so very much, Ms. Maloney, for being a part of this segment. And I want to thank all participants for being a part of this virtual career fair hosted by the Ministry of Education, Student Support Services Division. And it's really about you really and truly dreaming, having dreams, and finding ways and opportunities to make that dream a reality. And by being a part of these career fairs, it gives you the necessary information to make that informed decision as you go on your own journey in accomplishing your dream in your particular field. So thank you so very much for being a part of today's segment. Do not forget, we continue next week, Wednesday at same time, 4 p.m. Invite a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend to also be a part. We'll be looking at careers in computers, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we're focusing on careers in computers. Yes, could someone correct me? Yes. All right, I'm hoping I'm right, but join us again next Wednesday at 4 p.m. and we will do this all again as we focus on another set of careers for your information and your advancement. So have a great one. Take care. Goodbye.
Ms. Lewis, you careers in computers.
Right. So I am right. So next week we're looking at careers in computers. All right. So join us again, be a part of that segment. So thank you so very much. Thank you, Ms. Primus, for having my back there.